soon as you tell someone you're mentally ill, the whole picture changes.
Due to mental, invisible, unintelligent.
No matter how good you are, they always come back to your mental illness.
Why don't you look into my eyes? Why don't you touch me?
Bum, bum,
Why don't you take my hands?
bum, bum,
Because you treat me with stigma,
bum, bum,
which is an enigma
bum, bum,
and a mark of disgrace.
bum, bum,
Throw that label away
bum, bum.
and look at my face.
I have bipolar. I am not bipolar.
I have schizophrenia. I am not a schizophrenic.
Second-class citizen, stereotype, pariah.
Don't you want to get off of those search?
My stigma is an enigma, or is it just shame?
Don't treat me differently.
I'm not learning disabled, I learn differently.
It's hard to understand you when you treat me this way.
Why don't you look into my eyes?
Bum, bum,
Why don't you touch me?
bum, bum,
Why don't you take my hands?
bum, bum,
Because you treat me with stigma,
bum, bum,
which is an enigma
bum, bum,
and a mark of disgrace.
bum, bum,
Throw that label away
bum, bum.
and look at my face.
Yeah.
Stigma. Stigma is like the Incredible Hulk, all big and green and mindless. It rages and thrashes about, trying to clobber all who have mental health issues. What would I say to it? We just want to be recognized as people, human beings, not our illness. We have dreams, hopes, and even loves.
If I could do it over again, I would, maybe. After pre-business didn't work out at the U of M because of undiagnosed mental illness, I should have stayed there and continued in my education. Instead, I joined the Air Force, an attempt to run away from my mental health problems. I did not think I knew enough about social works to go into that at the time, and my advisors seemed to think also. But also probably I would not have had enough structure for me at the time. Anyway, I did graduate with a degree in social services 23 years later at age 42, and I did work in the field for over a decade.
I would if I could relive a time in my life, I would relive the time that I rode my car. And my brother almost died in that accident, and I lost a really nice car. My brother had a lifelong skull fracture and doesn't remember 3 days before and 3 days after. He doesn't remember the accident at all. And I could sit in front seat or drive by about 4 months after. And it's so cool after that day whenever I smell the combination of gas, dirt, and oil.
I letter to Dad. Dear Dad, how are you doing in heaven? I bet you are on a boat or a houseboat, sailing and having a great time. I love you and I miss you so much. I wish you were here because I miss our daughter, Dad and daughter talks. I wish you were here so we could chat about everything. I miss going to see you at Fort Snelling. No one wants to go with me. I hate going alone. I hope to go to Fort Snelling before it snows.
upon a time, I was involved with someone who loved to pull pranks and practical jokes. He once got me by stapling a roll of toilet paper so it shredded when I pulled it. Then came a time when I got him, and got him good. At Halloween, I bought a bunch, like 500 tiny plastic spiders. In the middle of the night, I woke and set them up in the bathtub like they were coming out of the drain. He woke before me and went to shower. I was woken by the screams emanating from the bathroom, high-pitched, and unlike the manly man he portrayed himself as. In his haste to leave the bathtub, he tore the shower curtain down. Kind of like that. His roommate and I laughed so hard at his reaction. I'll never forget him standing hyperventilating, wrapping the shower curtain. He was an awful person, but despite the abuse, the jokes were fun. They ended after I pulled that one. I feel like in the end I won. I beat him as a game.
Changed my life. I was driving to a doctor's office during the day. I was coming off the highway exit ramp. I turned right and stopped on France Avenue. I was trying to look both ways and turn left onto the hospital exit, but as I was stopping to look both ways, this lady hit me from behind. I got rear-ended. I got a severe body and neck whiplash. I must have been in shock. Then I heard a cop or fireman talk to me. Then they asked me if I wanted to go in an ambulance, and I went across the street to the hospital and went to the ER. I was in the ER for a long time, but I complained about having back and hip pain. I changed my life by becoming a new me. Sorry. I am more talkative and not shy again. I seem smarter than ever. I am more assertive towards people and not angry anymore. I'm a new me, and I love the person who I am today for the better. I have had so many miracles that I never was in a hospital with brain bleed or a coma, and I'm a lucky lady.
Just deal with it.
What an awful thing to say. My friend Lori would say,
Just be happy.
how can you be happy when you have bipolar, generalized anxiety, panic attacks, social anxiety? It's a wonder I listen to music and actually sing it. Performing music in front of people never bothers me unless somebody is being very judgmental, though sometimes I don't care. I can't believe how anyone can say,
Just deal with it.
I have kids to raise, 4 at home and 1 in North Branch, Minnesota.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
To be honest, no you haven't. You don't understand where I'm at to even know, and I can't make that happen.
We've all been there.
If you think you have, give me a map to get back to normal.
We've all been there.
Can you hear me where you are? If we've all been there, why are only some of us judged for it?
We've all been there.
I remember 1983. I remember a thunderstorm in 1983.
Thunderstorm, 1983.
When I lived at home, my parents were gone for the weekend. We knew it was bad when the cat runs outside. Wind was way bad and we could see the trees breaking.
Trees breaking.
There's all, there were straight line winds.
Straight line winds.
Julie, my boyfriend at the time, was on the phone with his sister, who lived about a mile down the road, and the phone went dead.
Phone went dead.
So after the storm was over, we had to work to their house. It was a mess.
Yes.
We were stopped by the police.
Police.
Julie had to show us ID to prove we actually lived in that neighborhood. His sister was fine, but they had lost a couple of trees in the yard.
Trees lost.
We then decided to walk through the neighborhood and gamble along the area where some of one clothes were destroyed.
Bungalows destroyed.
I remember there was one that was in there all the time, but there was still a cuckoo clock.
Cuckoo clock.
It was just so surreal
Surreal.
to see all this just happen, and I'll go cuckoo clock go off.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
We got a big party for the 94.
Party 94.
And we had so many people on the deck that it fell. No one just heard, we were all too drunk. Well, when my mom and dad came home, me and my brother were gone. My dad called my first husband and asked if the deck collapsed because of the storm, or if there are too many people on it.
Too many people on it.
And well, I couldn't lie to my father.
Couldn't lie.
But it's good that the deck fell on us because my mom was going to have some, her classmates over there in a couple weekends. So we joked that it was good that the deck fell when there were young drunks on it.
The deck fell on us.
It's that a bunch of old people.
Old people.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Halt! Turn! Germany, 1984. Foot concern base.
Sergeant Smith and Specialist Whitman.
Turn! Left, right, left, right, left, right.
I told you Specialist Whitman, it won't work. The converter box will work. No, I tell you, I've been in the Army 30 years and it will not work. Okay, Sergeant Smith, who was the honor graduate of 32 Hotel School? Who fixed the transmitter when I arrived here? Who's giving you good communication checks every week? Who found a way to repair the antenna without a winch? It was me, Specialist Whitman. So I'm telling you, this converter box will work. What if you're wrong? Have you ever used a converter box before? Yes, and it worked. So what do you have to lose? Okay, I'll try it. But if it doesn't work, it's on you. And it worked.
I found my inner child a couple of weeks ago. Then I found another, then another, and another, and another. I now have, at last count, 387,542 inner children. It wouldn't bother me, except about 10,000 of them, I would estimate, are really rambunctious. I feel like I have a bunch of squirrels running around inside me. It's aggravating. When I walk down the street, I try to settle them down, but they refuse. So I shake my arms and legs as much as I can and make weird noises. People probably think I'm mentally ill, which I am, but for other reasons. A couple of days ago, I saw Zeus, the chief god of the Greeks, walking around northeast Minneapolis. Yo, Jupes, I called out. Jupiter is Zeus's Roman name. How come I have all these inner children? Some of them are really driving me nuts. Yeah, that must be annoying. Too bad, though. We need them for the pillars. What do you mean? When the sky cracks, you will start birthing them in a hurry out of your head. They will stand on each other's shoulders in a stack. When the sky cracks, it won't fall because by that time, your millions of inner children will be holding it up. You will be known as the man who birthed the pillars. You'll go down in history. But I don't want to go down in history. I just want to be normal. I'm already mentally ill. How much more do I need on my plate? Oh, you'll do, said Zeus. I care more about the sky falling than you. Hang in there. The future of all Earth depends on you. Even the penguins in Antarctica are pulling for you. Oh, Jupes, I said. I didn't feel better. A rambunctious inner child kicked my left eyeball. Oh, the things we do for Earth, I thought.
A trip. A trip that I would like to take is a cruise, one without many children. I think I would go by myself. I would do everything that you do on a cruise. Swim, eat, sunbathe, relax, and just enjoy it.
Stigma. The sound of the word makes me sick. I wonder about other people and how they think about themselves. Do we always need to point out about others just because they do something different? Look a different way? React in a different fashion? Speak in a certain way that gives others so much attention? There are so many ways to describe stigma. Stigma is so dark, like the biggest black hole you could ever fall into. Stigma is very old, older than we can imagine. Stigma can rip every inch of your soul out into the universe, clenching its claws into your body. The aftermath of stigma can ruin a person's life. I'm one to know this, since my family doesn't understand, nor do friends. Society is learning, but we have so far to go. Police and others need to be educated.
Laundry list of things I'm doing right to manage my bipolar type symptoms.
1,
Getting enough sleep.
2,
Managing my caffeine intake.
3,
Regular check-in with my therapist monthly when I'm doing okay. Every 2 weeks when I have an elevated mood.
4,
Not isolating at home and getting out and doing things.
5,
Trying to keep a functioning support system.
6,
Staying cool in summer and not too much sunlight.
7,
Getting some exercise to manage those brain chemicals, but not too much.
8,
Taking my meds as prescribed because, to quote my psychiatrist, mania may have its perks, but psychosis does not.
9,
Since I once jumped off a bridge when I was off my meds, I always take my meds as prescribed, despite the really annoying side effects, and also stay away from bridges.
Advice. What advice would I give to people struggling with mental health? The first thing I would tell them is to take their meds. The second and nearly equally important thing would be to come to Vail, to join a community of people in a supportive environment, to make friends and volunteer your time and energy, to learn what recovery and hope is all about.
Why don't you look into my eyes? Why don't you touch me? Why don't you take my hands? Because you treat me with stigma, which is an enigma and a mark of disgrace. Throw that label away and look at my face. We are us, individual, dynamic, unique, capable, sensitive, loving, courageous, bold, worth it.
Hopkins a little bit here. Annie's really beautifully explained the idea of a group poem, which our group as well, every week we would end by going back through our writing of the day and picking out a line or two that really, really resonated for us.
And today we decided that we wanted to do that in fellowship with you. So as you entered the theater, there were people that had strips of paper and they asked if you would like to be involved. And so what we propose doing is having anybody who would like to be involved in helping create this group home right now spontaneously, to have you stand up. And we're going to have the Vail folks come and get microphones. All of the lines on the papers that you hold in your hands are written by the artists behind me. So these are their words, and these were part of group homes that we created. So if you get a tap on your shoulder, they're gonna put a microphone in front of your face and just really nice and loudly, let's hear these beautiful words. You want to start, Nidhi, maybe up there?
Sometimes I don't always show respect for my family, but they are good people.
Floating, floating, floating down.
She's not too strict about it because she uses caffeine herself.
I missed her gentle and patient ways.
I'm sensitive. I was in tears.
The most sweetest little girl.
I am grateful that I experienced such freedom.
Something funny in the play.
I could smell it in my sleep on the Davenport.
I'm feeling fine now that I'm in therapist.
And learn what recovery and hope is all about. There is nothing to catch up to.
Less is not always better than more.
I will go to warm countries.
Like a slow duck on opening day.
Until I did a good parachute landing fall and became earthborn once more.
We went to Snuffy's malt shop.
I threw the biggest fit in the store because I wanted to wear pantyhose like my mother.
Let's get maybe a few more. You just pass those microphones around.
I gazed skyward, forever transformed with the first glimpse of eternity.
It was all good, even the Jell-O.
Focusing on positive things and ways to live a productive life.
My birth weight was 11 pounds.
Ice cream from heaven.
I'm pretty good at solving puzzles.
I miss my Del Place friends more than they will ever know.
Made from scratch.
There is me and my ugly sister, Pat.
Stella, you want to bring us home?
I ask only that you listen.
Nice. Perfect ending.
Everybody who helped make this happen. And I do want to make space now to open up the floor